everybody, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to Just Add Ginger and thank you so much for clicking on this video. So today I think this is my 8th attempt now. I am doing my 8th attempt at sitting down and talking to you all about my second trimester. I am now 30 weeks plus 3 days, I think. I can't keep up with the days, but I'm 30 weeks definitely pregnant, and before I got too far into the third trimester I wanted to film my second trimester pregnancy vlog video thing because the next couple of weeks are just going to fly by and this is pretty much the only time I have to do it. So I'm going to try not to waffle too much. I apologise if I do. As you can see from the background, I'm trying to keep things super casual because I'm just really tired and uncomfortable today. And also, like, the second trimester for me was quite a while ago, considering I have trouble remembering what happened yesterday. So I'm going to do my best at remembering everything. But if I don't, that's just the way it's going to have to be, unfortunately. But before I start waffling on and boring you half to death, let's get straight into the video. So in terms of, like, how I've been feeling, like, the second trimester has been pretty much smooth sailing. I've been feeling quite good. I've been feeling energised. Well, I was feeling, I'm in the third trimester. So I was feeling really energised, I was feeling really good, I was feeling pretty much upbeat most of the time. The hormones had settled down, which was nice. So those were big positives for me. With my pregnancy with Eric, it was a completely different situation. So I've really been trying to appreciate how upbeat and positive and, like, just generally good I've been feeling. But there have been a few things that have happened that were kind of like stumbling blocks in the way of that. I've been suffering from bleeding gums, which is something I was suffering with in the first. I really cannot talk today, I'm so sorry. I was suffering from bleeding gums in the first trimester, and it's carried on to the second and now the third trimester. Not loads, but a little bit, and it's enough to put me on edge because I do have an irrational fear that my teeth are going to fall out. It pops up from time to time, but I've been to the dentist, who is really nice and really kind, and he has assured me that my teeth are not going to fall out. It's just one of those things that happens in pregnancy, which I did already know. It's just not the best thing for me to have to cope with. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that I've been really constipated. I cannot believe I'm talking about poo, my poo, on the internet, but I'm just being honest, guys. The constipation is real. It has been real. I've been trying to eat more veggies and drink more water, but again, it's a common pregnancy thing. I don't know the science behind it. I'm sure somebody will be able to enlighten me, but it's just what happens, and it's not pleasant, and it's happened to me, so I'm sharing it with you. You're welcome. And the third thing that's happened, well, one of the big things symptom-wise, is that I got a sickness bug. I was sick in the first trimester. I didn't know if that was morning sickness or a bug. It was difficult to tell. But this time in the second trimester, it was definitely a bug because all of three of us had it at varying degrees. Eric got it, Ryan got it, and then I got it. So, yeah. Again, I'm not going to go into detail. You all know what a sickness and diarrhea bug entails. It wasn't pleasant. I think I was in bed for like 2 days. It was pretty much over and done with within 48 hours. I wasn't sick for that whole time, but just like from start to finish. That's how long it took. And baby is absolutely fine. I was absolutely fine. It's just one of those things. I think I've been more sick this pregnancy than I have in like the last year or so. In fact, in the last year, I've been more sick, as in vomiting, than I have in probably the last 10. But that's what it's like when you have a toddler. They pick up things, don't necessarily get them, hold on to them, bring them home and pass them on to you as a gift. They're lovely. They're lovely things. So those are kind of the big things symptom-wise. There's not a lot really I can update you on in terms of anything else. The other big thing that happened in the second trimester is that we told everybody the gender, sex, I never know the right word, I'm sorry, of our baby. It is a little boy. We are having a second boy. Both of us are made up because we both feel like we know how to be parents to a little boy, a baby boy. So I don't feel personally like anything's going to shock me too much, I hope, at least. So yeah, that was exciting. We did the gender reveal at Eric's second birthday party. We kind of threw it in as an additional extra, whether people wanted to know or not. We didn't care, we just wanted to do it then. So that was exciting. And Ryan and I finalised the name. We were back and forth for ages. As I said in the first trimester, I went off all names. But we've settled on a name. This is going to be his name. He's not going to be called anything else. I just feel that this is his name even before he's here. So that's pretty exciting. We haven't told anybody, but we've been doing, I've been doing baby name clues on my Instagram. So if you fancy going over and seeing if you can figure it out, I will leave the my Instagram handle in the description box. But that's been quite fun to do because I'm trying to think of these really, what's the word, like vague maybe? Vague hints and clues towards what the name might be so that nobody guesses it. Not that I think anybody will, but that's been quite fun to do. Eric still doesn't really understand that he's having a baby brother. Gosh, I'm so out of breath, I'm sorry. Another thing, I'm getting out of breath easier. He doesn't really understand. I'm hoping he does by the time the baby comes. But at the moment he just doesn't understand. He has this thing, I don't know if it's just him, but he doesn't like me showing him my belly. I try and tell him, oh look, there's the baby, you're gonna like kiss the baby, and like, you know, try and get him to like kiss my tummy or like just stroke it, and he just pulls my top back down. So it's pretty difficult to try and get through to him that he's gonna have a brother, but he is really good around younger children, so I'm pretty confident that he'll be fine. It's just difficult to tell at the moment. So I can't really get excited about him being excited because he's not, but I'm sure that will come in time, even if it's when the baby's here and he sees the baby and we can say that it's his baby. All that kind of stuff. I don't know how it works. Still a bit intimidated at the thought that I'm going to have 2 children instead of 1, but very excited at the same time. What else? Oh, see, this is a thing. It's like, it's not really a pregnancy update. It's like a life update to do with pregnancy. We are getting our back bedroom decorated. We've got the decorator booked in. The plan is that, well, we moved the bedroom around because I wanted the next to me, because for the first 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, I want to give breastfeeding a go because I didn't get to do it with Eric. I found it really hard. Eric was tongue-tied and quite phlegmy when he was born, and bottle feeding just worked better for us. But with this baby, I don't know if it's going to be our last child, and I want to give breastfeeding a go, so I know I've given it a go. I'm not putting any pressure on myself. We've kept the Tommy Tippy prep machine and the steriliser, so that's going to be to hand should we need it, but I really want to give it a go, just so I can say for myself that I've given it a go. So I wanted the next to me actually next to me because last time it wasn't. So the next to me is going to go next to me for the first like 6-ish months, depending on, you know, the baby and sitting up and stuff. Eric's going to stay in his room until that point, but we're going to get the back room decorated and Eric's going to be moving into there so that the baby can have the nursery because we think it's a better setup. We've got like a kind of, what would you call it, like a shelf maybe, that we use as an inbuilt changing table, and it's just worked for us with Eric, so we don't really want to rock the boat and do something different if we know we've got a system that works, basically. So we've got that room being decorated at the end of May. We're working on our room, but it's not a priority. We just wanted to move the furniture around. But we've got a new wardrobe in here for us because the big one is gone. And we've got a chest of drawers that Ryan's yet to build that at the moment will house the baby clothes until we've sorted out furniture for like the back room. So that's that. And what else house-wise? We've just been gathering bits. Like, we've got the next to me sorted. We've got like a crib. It's like a baby box for downstairs. We've got a swing. We've got a bouncer. We've got a play mat. I found a bath that I think might work for me, but I won't know until the baby's here, because I haven't been able to bath Eric until he was sitting up and more sensible in the bath. could look after himself a bit more, I should say. So yeah, we've just been getting little bits. Clothing wise, the baby's got a load. The baby's got more clothes than I think Ryan, Eric and me put together. But I'm going to start going through that soon and washing what I think needs to be washed. I haven't been buying a lot, and we've like kept a lot of hand-me-downs from Eric, and people have been passing things on and giving us gifts. So the baby's pretty much sorted for clothes, but I can't bank on the weather. So I keep having flashes in my head of being like, oh crap, what if it's like mega hot? The baby has nothing to wear. So like I've been panic buying stuff, and then I'm like, oh crap, newborns need to be like warmer, don't they? I need to buy X, Y and Z. But I'm trying to like be as like sensible with it as possible, because as I said, you can't guarantee on the weather, and also I don't know how big the baby's going to be. So that's the situation with the clothes and the house in general. What else have I got to say? Oh, cravings wise, Subway. This happened with Eric. It's like history repeating itself. I cannot get enough of Subway. I have a 6-inch meal. I was having it on honey oat, but it's kicked off my heartburn, which is not a pregnancy symptom. I just suffer horrendously with heartburn when it comes to wholemeal bread. So I have a 6-inch meal on hearty Italian bread. I have turkey and ham with like salad bits and ranch dressing, and then I have a cookie and I have an orange juice, and that is making me incredibly happy at the moment. Yeah, can't get enough. If I could eat Subway every day, I would, but I don't, because I don't want my heartburn to flare up, because it's pretty bad when it happens. So that's pretty much the only craving. I'm still enjoying chocolate milk, but I don't crave it as much as I did in the first trimester. I'm eating more meat now. I can do that. I can stand the sight of it, which is better for Ryan, because it means we eat together more. So, baby and me. The second trimester was when I started thinking more about actually having a baby, like physically having a baby. And up until probably like the mid second trimester. I don't even know if I'm making sense now, Jesus Christ. Up until a point in the second trimester, I wanted to kind of possibly go down the same route I went with Eric and have the baby in the midwife-led unit. I absolutely loved being in the midwife-led unit at my hospital. I loved being surrounded by such amazing, supportive women who really looked after me. I loved the like kind of the intimate setting of it, I suppose. From what I can remember anyway, I was like drugged up to the eyeballs. But I really liked that. However, this second trimester saw me having my appointments with a member of the senior midwifery team. Nothing to do with my disability this time. It's more to do with my mental health. Again, I'm not going to go into detail because I have talked about this quite extensively on my channel, but I didn't have the best experience after I'd had Eric in terms of my mental health, and I didn't want to put myself in that situation again. So my midwife said it would be best to refer me to a member of the senior midwifery team. So I've now had my appointments with her. I'm not going to go into detail because they're personal. Like, I haven't even told, like, family or, like, Ryan, really, what's happened in them. But I think now I want a home birth. And I know it's difficult to say because you have to be open-minded when it comes to being in labour, because things are subject to change, because babies are like that. But I really like the idea of a home birth. I've been doing the Positive Birth company's digital pack, hypnobirthing course thing, and it's really resonated with me. I feel so empowered by the thought of having a baby this time round. I don't feel frightened. I don't feel scared. Sometimes, like, if I'm on the toilet, again, poo talk, and I'm having a really big poo, I'm like, Jesus, this is what it's going to be like. But then that feeling goes away and I feel really good again. So a home birth for me, I think, will abate all my fears about hospitals. I don't do very well in hospitals. I don't have the best track record for being in hospital, except when I was having Eric. That will abate my fears about being in hospital, about Eric not having anywhere to go. For some reason, I think Eric's just going to be in the house. My labour's going to be really quick, and like I'm going to give birth on the floor with Ryan not being here because he's in work, and I'm just like throwing biscuits at Eric to keep him occupied. So that's pretty much my fear, or the fear that I had when I was thinking about going to hospital. But I think a home birth, just like, I don't know, I really like the sound of it. I think it's the right path for me. And speaking to people who know what they're talking about, I've been assured that I'll be well looked after, the baby will be well looked after, and should anything happen in the interim of being in labour or, like, you know, pushing him out, like, I can always get transferred to hospital, or like that support network that I loved so much about being in the midwife-led unit, that's going to be here with me. I don't have to go anywhere. Not like, obviously if I might need to go somewhere like to the hospital, but like I'm going to understand what's happening and just feel really well looked after in the same capacity. I hope that makes sense. But that's how I've been feeling. So that's something I'm still looking at exploring, but I really think that's the right path for me. Obviously my thoughts might change the more pregnant I get, but at the moment that is what I'm thinking. I cannot recommend the Positive Birth company enough. I've gone through the digital pack now. Ryan's fully on board with it. Like, he's been helping me with stuff. I've also got Siobhan Miller's book. I'm so sorry, I'm so out of breath. I've got the book that I'm working through as well. And it's really changed my mindset. I feel like I understand my body so much more now than I ever did when it comes to pregnancy and birth. And I feel really good in myself about the fact that A, I'm going to push a baby out again, and B, that I'm going to be a mum again. So yeah, if you are pregnant and watching this and you're not sure about hypnobirthing, definitely go over and give the Positive Birth company a look. I'll leave the link in the description box. I'm not being sponsored, I'm not being paid to mention them. I really believe in what they do, and yeah, it's helped me feel really confident, so I wanted to pass on that information to you in case you wanted to look into hypnobirthing a bit more. Oh yes, 2 more things before I go. I feel like for a long time I didn't have much of a bump, but now I feel like in the 2nd trimester it's finally popped. When I went to my midwife appointment, like the last one, which technically is the 3rd trimester one, but I'll mention it anyway, I'm measuring like on track. I think. I don't really understand like the charts and stuff, but I think I'm on track with it. But I feel like up until that point I didn't have much of a bump, and now it's gone like boop, and I'm very clearly pregnant, which has been great because people know from looking at me that I'm pregnant. But it's made finding clothes an absolute ball ache because the weather is so changeable at the moment. I've got maternity clothes, some that I bought, some that I got passed on to me. But when the weather got really hot, I had absolutely nothing to wear. So I've had to panic buy a swimming costume and 2 dresses and a play suit. And now the weather's gone cold again. So it swings and roundabouts really in terms of the bump. I love having it. It's nice showing it off. It's nice having it there. But at the same time, it's kind of a bit difficult to dress for the weather because it's so, well, if you live in England, you know we've had like really sunny hot days and then we've had really cold rainy days. So it's been a difficult one this time. Obviously I'm having the baby in the summer, so I don't want to go too overboard with clothes because I might have to buy new ones once he's here. But it's just really difficult at the moment to know what to dress the bump in. So that's been fun. And then the second thing, have I said about my sleep already? I cannot remember. I probably haven't, have I? If I haven't, or if I have, I'm sorry. But my sleeping has been the worst it's possibly ever been since I was pregnant last time. I'm not the best sleeper. Anyway, I'm a really light sleeper. Anything wakes me up. It's just ridiculous, actually. But since I've had Eric, if I hear him stirring in the night, that's it. I'm awake. That's just it. I'm awake for ages, if not for the rest of the night. So I've had that to contend with. But I'm also getting to that point where I can't roll over without assistance. Obviously you can't sleep on your back or your front when you get to a certain point in pregnancy. So I've got my pregnancy pillow out and I do have to like roll over from time to time in the night, but I have to wake up to do it because I can't do it in my sleep. There's just too much of me to negotiate. So I'm having pretty much the worst night's sleep ever. But again, I had this when I was pregnant with Eric. It's nothing new to me. I can handle it. It's just not nice when, like, I've had no sleep, pretty much no sleep. And then Eric's been waking up early, not been having his nap for the past, like, week. I don't know what's going on. Or, I know this is the 3rd trimester, but it's still relevant because sometimes he doesn't nap anyway, like, depending on how he's feeling, which he can't tell me. So if he hadn't been having his nap, I'd had a crap night's sleep, it would be a long day. And a long day without caffeine. Now, I know somebody will probably say, you can have a little bit of caffeine in pregnancy. Believe me, I tried. I went round to my friend's house. God, this is going back weeks, I think. And they made me a coffee, and it was great when I was drinking it. And then on the drive home, I started to feel terrible. And by the time I got home, I was so jittery and on edge, I was just like, I cannot have caffeine anymore. This is just ridiculous. It wasn't even like a lot in the grand scheme of things that I had, but I felt so on edge, I felt so jittery, I just thought I was going loopy. So yeah, the sleep hasn't been fantastic. It's manageable, but again, not the best. So yeah, I think, let me consult the list of wisdom because I cannot remember what I'm talking about myself. Yeah, that's it. That's everything I have to update you on. If you've stuck around for the entirety of this video, give yourselves a pat on the back because I know it has been all over the place. And again, I can only apologise. I am really uncomfortable today. I'm really tired. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. It's got to that point. Pregnancy brain has hit me. I cannot speak sometimes. I make no sense whatsoever. So hopefully in this video, when I'm editing it, I don't have to do a lot of like cutting out of me waffling on. But yeah, again, see, I'm just losing my words. I cannot talk. Anyway, if you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I would love to know what your feedback is. If you have any questions or ideas of future videos you'd like to see on this channel, please leave me a comment just to say hi and just to let me know what you've been thinking. And if you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I'd love you to stick around and follow me on this journey. And I'll see you next time. Bye!